fertilizer direct to the NCPB stores and even lower to the constituencies working together with the leaders, and the farmer gets directly to the what? To the farmers. The problem we had before is that we had got cartels in between here who are hoarding the farm supplies and then charging exorbitant prices. We have weeded out those courtesy of digitalization.
All right. On the issue of inflation, yes, indeed, it has dropped significantly.
Yes.
From as high as 9% to about 4.5%.
Yes.
But this comes against a backdrop of high taxes. And the question is, because most of this probably were imposed because of trying to conform to some of the demands by IMF. How do you explain that to Kenyans, that we are paying more attention to other forces and not really seeking relief?
I will not say so. You see, when we came into government, we had a situation where we were subsidizing consumption. Yeah, we were subsidizing fuel, for example, but that was not eventually leading to a drop in the cost of fuel. But we rejigged the model to subsidize production as opposed to consumption. We could actually have cost of certain produce and supplies reduced, courtesy of subsidy to consumption, but it is not sustainable in the long run. It is a knee-jerk reaction, if you ask me. The only way to sustainably bring down the cost of living is by putting money into production as opposed to consumption. Consumption, by and large, was ending up benefiting a few middlemen, a few brokers along the value chain. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because the feeling
at the expense of the final consumer.
The feeling by many Kenyans is the inflation is low, but people are not feeling it in their pockets, and that's the question. We're not feeling it in our pockets. That's what most Kenyans are saying. How do you explain that?
You see, it takes time for some of the government interventions to mature. Yeah? You don't expect results overnight. Inflation has gone down, but there were also other interventions in the market, certain taxes, I would say, mm-hmm. which were also introduced. But in the fullness of time, we should be able, courtesy of the interventions in the economy, more so by way of enhanced production, we should be able to have a rise in the disposable income of the people. Mm-hmm. And this is how they will get money into the pocket, feel that there's actually a reduction in the...
Hence my answer, my earlier question, that some of these higher taxation were due to demands by the IMF.
Not necessarily.
And as far as balancing between relief for the Kenyans and giving in to demands by the IMF?
I would not say so. I would not say so. You see, some of the interventions we have made in the market are transformational. We are coming against a background where people were used to the norm, mm-hmm. but we have introduced certain interventions which are transformational. For example, this housing thing we are talking about. Since independence, each and every political party has been talking about, oh, when we come into government, we are going to come up with a housing program, but there has been no will to introduce it. Okay? This time around, we have managed to do what? To introduce it. Universal health coverage. Each and every political formation has to be talking about universal health coverage, but nobody has ever bothered to introduce it. There are usually pains. When you come up with transformational programs, there are usually certain pains that you have to fill. But in the long run, the net effect will be positive.
All right.
Yeah. So I will not say that all whatever interventions we have been introducing is courtesy of IMF and other multilateral lenders. I will not say so.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll continue examining the first 1,000 days of President William Ruto in office with the Deputy Chief of Staff in charge of delivery and government efficiency, Eliud Owalo.